As the saying goes, music without bass is like pilaf without meat. And today we're reviewing this super compact under-seat active subwoofer from ACV, the S68A. This is exactly the kind of subwoofer that will save you from bulky oversized boxes in your trunk, free up valuable space in your car, and overall give you a fuller experience when listening to music in your vehicle. This is the ACV Auto channel, and as always, I'm your host, Stas Bas. Let's go! First, let's move on to the unboxing and see what awaits us inside this beautiful box. What comes included with this subwoofer? Right away, we see a warranty card, a manual for this subwoofer, and a set of wiring accessories like this. First of all, I'd like to point out this external remote, which by the way is quite nicely designed, and I think it will look very stylish in your car. It's used so that you can instantly turn the subwoofer's volume up or down without having to adjust the head unit settings and waste your precious time. Next, there's this connector with rather thick wires for a compact active subwoofer. And I can see that the wire used here, attention, it's not aluminum and not even the usual kind. This is thin copper with a good cross-section. There's a positive wire as well as a negative black wire. In the break of the positive wire, there's this little fuse holder. This is to prevent, for example, any short circuit and subsequent failure of the subwoofer. Great feature. There's a 15 amp fuse installed here, which will protect you from any emergencies. I'd also like to mention that this wiring harness has these high-level inputs. This is so that if, for example, you have a stock head unit that doesn't have RCA outputs, you can still connect this subwoofer using RCAs. You could connect to the high-level input and get the signal directly from there, allowing you to enjoy music on this subwoofer. Also, in the package, we see these Velcro strips for installation. But again, you understand that this is an under-seat subwoofer, so it will most likely be attached to the factory carpet in the car. We include these Velcro strips in the kit, and there are also two of these sturdy metal plates included. If you want to secure it firmly, you can use screws, bolts, or fasteners. And now let's get to the most exciting part. Our guest of today's program, the very S68A subwoofer, is wrapped in this foam padding. It comes in a metal case, quite hefty, and features these stylishly designed ACV logos. Now, let's take a look at what's on the back side of this active subwoofer. Here we have a phase switch button. So if you suddenly want to invert the phase by 180 degrees, the amplifier built into this subwoofer allows you to do just that. There's also an input here specifically for the external volume control. This is how it connects. You run the wire through the cabin, install this knob-style controller, and then you can adjust the volume accordingly. Next in line is the filter, which limits the maximum frequency you want this subwoofer to play. For example, you can set the limit anywhere from 50 Hz up to 150 Hz. Let's say you don't need high frequencies, you can set the limit to 50, 70 or 80 Hz, and higher frequencies won't bother you anymore. The next knob is accordingly the gain control. If you use an external controller, you can set the volume to maximum here, and then use the external controller to adjust the volume to the level you need. Next, there's an indicator light that shows the status of this active subwoofer, whether it's on or off. And next, we have the RCA inputs. These are specifically for those who will be connecting this subwoofer to their audio system using RCA cables. And finally, there's the very essential and crucial plug for this intricate wiring system, so you can effortlessly connect it within the interior of your vehicle. This is precisely how everything is meticulously installed and securely set up. You connect the positive, connect the negative, run the remote wire, and accordingly, if you're not using RCA cables, the remaining wiring will be for high-level input. Among the technical specifications, what I'd like to highlight right away in this active subwoofer is the subwoofer driver itself, which has an unusual size for compact under-seat subwoofer, 6 by 8 inches. Usually, compact under-seat subwoofers are equipped with 8-inch subwoofer drivers. Here, however, we decided to make full use of the subwoofer's enclosure, so to speak. That's why we installed, if you can call it that, an oval-shaped driver in this enclosed subwoofer, utilizing as much of the available space as possible and achieving excellent output. The nominal power of this ultra-compact sub is 140 watts, which is more than enough to unlock its full potential. I'd also like to highlight the size of its enclosure, because that's really its standout feature among all under-seat subwoofers. It measures 26 centimeters in length, 19.5 centimeters in width, and the height is just 72 millimeters. 7 centimeters, folks. Yes, this subwoofer will definitely fit under any seat. And to give you a complete picture of just how compact this subwoofer is, we have this sample from Ural, which actually has the typical 8-inch subwoofer enclosure. And as you can see, it's almost 1.5 times bigger. But does bigger mean louder? Honestly, I don't think so. You can see that the speaker itself fills, well, probably about 40% of the front surface area of this subwoofer. Whereas in our enclosure, the subwoofer fills about 80, maybe even 90% for sure. That means the efficiency of this subwoofer should be higher. Its direct competitor among compact under-seat subwoofers is this model from Pioneer, and just so you know, its price is equal to that of 2 of these subwoofers. But will it actually be louder for that money or not? That's what we'll find out today. And we'll probably dispel some of the myths that are currently circulating on the internet. The myth that compact under-seat subwoofers don't add any bass at all in a car, even when listening to various music tracks. Today, just for you, we'll compare the sound from our mid-range speaker stand without a subwoofer, and then with the ACV S68A compact under-seat subwoofer, and we'll also compare it to the Pioneer. I'm really curious to find out which one is louder and which one has better sound quality, and whether it's really worth paying twice as much just for the brand. Let's go. Well, I hope the microphone was able to capture the difference in sound as much as possible, both without the subwoofer and with it. And honestly, the difference is huge. That flatness in the sound disappears when there are absolutely no low frequencies, and the sound becomes fuller and more accurate. What surprised me most was that our product, our compact subwoofer, is noticeably louder than the Pioneer. Although, to be fair, you can see that just by looking at the specs on paper, the Pioneer has half the stated power. So here, without a doubt, our subwoofer outperforms it in terms of both volume and, in my opinion, sound quality as well. Of course, the decision to buy is ultimately up to you, whether to pay extra for the brand and get the Pioneer, or to choose an excellent compact subwoofer, especially since it's not only louder, but also twice as cheap. In short, all the links will be in the description. As always, this was me, Stas Bass. This is the ACV channel. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and give this video a like. Be as active as possible, and the next video won't keep you waiting long. That's all! Bye.